Hello and welcome. You're watching Sports Buzz, where we bring you all that's making news from the world of sports. I'm Samriddhi Goyal. Let's get started. Bhubaneswar all set to host the FIH Hockey Men's Junior World Cup beginning today. The mega sporting event to host 16 teams from around the world to be held till the 5th of December. India all set for two-match test series against New Zealand starting Thursday. Apart from Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, KL Rahul to miss the series due to a muscle strain. PV Sindhu advances to the second round of the Indonesia Open, beats Japan's Aya Ohori. Sindhu to face Germany's Yvonne Lee next. In the Champions League, Manchester United makes it to the knockout stages along with Chelsea. Man United defeats Villarreal, whereas Chelsea beats Juventus to progress in the Champions League. Well, first up, cricket. India will be up against Team New Zealand once again in a test match series starting from Thursday. Now let's take a look at the next report to know all about this upcoming test series.
After winning the T20 International Series, now Team India will look to win the first match of the two-match Test series against New Zealand. Although the first test will be different in many ways. For example, neither Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli will be in this test. But more than that, KL Rahul has also been ruled out of the test series due to a muscle strain. KL Rahul has been replaced by Suryakumar Yadav in the team. In such a situation, responsibility now rests on young faces in the biggest format of cricket. Rishabh Pant will also be replaced by Ridhman Saha. The opener, who will be opening the match along with Mayank Agarwal, now remains to be seen. Talking about New Zealand, Trent Boult is not part of the series here, so Tim Southee will lead the fast bowling, and apart from this, Daryl Mitchell can open the innings. Considering the Kanpur pitch, the Kiwi team can give importance to the spin bowlers here. If we look at the statistics, so far 60 matches have been played between India and New Zealand in the test match format, in which India has won 21 while the Kiwi team has won 13 and 26 matches have been drawn. Overall, there is some change on both the sides, and the young faces from Team India will eye to win the series on the pitch of Kanpur's Green Park Stadium, where the first match will be played. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now, the first unofficial four-day test match between India and South Africa began on Tuesday. The first day of the match went to South Africa. Indian captain Priyank Panchal won the toss and invited South Africa to bat first. Captain Peter Malan and Tony the Georgie put on a 217-run stand for the third wicket as South Africa A managed to post 343 4-3 by the end of the first day's play. Malan made an unbeaten 157 and the Georgie played a brilliant innings of 117 runs. By the end of the day's play, Jason Smith was playing with Malan for 51 runs. Both of them have added 112 runs for the fourth wicket so far. Navdeep Saini and Umran Malik took one wicket each for India. The T20 Cricket World Cup produced some unexpected results this time while giving opportunity to many emerging ones. Let's take a look at T20 Cricket World Cup's few of the best moments that will be etched in the books of history.
The ICC T20 Cricket World Cup has finally come to an end, with Team Australia lifting the coveted trophy. The game this time witnessed many upside downs and furthermore witnessed many game-changing events as well. Let's take a look back at 5 defining moments of ICC T20 Cricket World Cup. Scotland's win over Bangladesh. The first day of the tournament provided an upset that blew the first round wide open, with Scotland deserving winners over a Bangladesh side, who were ranked 6th in the world at the start of the tournament. Scotland's progress to the Super 12 stage was a significant achievement for Kylie Coetzer's side, not least because it guaranteed their qualification for the next edition of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Australia. Namibia's win over Ireland. A superb team performance with the ball restricted Ireland to 125 for a loss of 8 wickets, with Jan Frylings and David Wiesi's star turns. Wasn't just the victory itself, but the nature of the win that was so important, as it showcased just why Namibia could and should be considered a threat to many of the world's better T20 international teams in the next World Cup cycle. Pakistan's win over India. Australia are champions, but arguably the most memorable image of the tournament was Shaheen Shah Afridi with arms outstretched after dismissing both of India's openers to set up a stunning opening win for Pakistan, who were one of the pre-tournament favourites. For Pakistan to win in such a manner set them on course for a spot in the final tour, while the crushing nature of the defeat set the tone for a tournament to forget for India. New Zealand's win over India. The Black Caps took their chance against an Indian side shaken by the loss to Pakistan, heaping pressure on the India top order with a high-quality display of power play bowling that left Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli needing to launch a rescue operation after both being pushed down the order in a selection reshuffle. Bravo and Gale's farewell. It was an emotional moment for DJ as he soaked in the adoration of his teammates in Abu Dhabi. The fairy tale finish for the two of the best T20 players to ever grace the game didn't materialize, but West Indies' final match against Australia did give Dwayne Bravo one final chance to take to the field in international cricket before his retirement. While T20 Cricket World Cup gave opportunities to new teams, it also did force some teams to once again assess their performance and strengths for more upcoming international cricket tournaments. With Australia lifting the trophy, the rest of the teams will take back memories and experiences with them from the biggest festival of cricket, the T20 Cricket World Cup.
Now, Deaf Cricket Premier League is being organised in Bhopal by the Deaf Cricket Association. 8 cricket teams from all over the country are participating in this tournament, organised at the Faith Cricket Club. From the tournament, the players will also be selected for the upcoming Deaf Cricket World Cup, which is scheduled to be held in Qatar in March 2022. The selection committee for the World Cup includes Chief Coach MP Singh, Coach Devdutt. Many international level players are also joining the league. Next up, badminton. Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist PV Sindhu has advanced to the next round of the Indonesia Open with a hard-fought victory over Japan's Aya Ohori. Sindhu won the match 17-21, 21-17, 21-17 to book her spot in the second round, where she'll be now facing Yvonne Lee of Germany. Bhubaneswar is all set to host the FIH Hockey Men's Junior World Cup at Kalinga Stadium beginning today. The mega sporting event is scheduled to continue till the 5th of December, and 16 teams, in fact, from around the world are participating in this tournament. More in our next report.
In the Junior Men's Hockey World Cup, the Indian team will look to defend their title when they take the field against France at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar today. 16 teams from around the world are participating in the tournament, to be played from November 24 to December 5. Keeping in mind the danger of corona pandemic, the organizers have not allowed spectators to the ground. India is coming into this tournament as the defending champions. The last World Cup, held in year 2016, was hosted by India in Lucknow, where she became the champion for the second time. 16 teams have been divided into 4 pools. Pool A, Belgium, Malaysia, Chile, South Africa. Pool B, India, France, Canada, Poland. Pool C, Netherlands, Spain, Korea, America. Pool D, Germany, Pakistan, Egypt, Argentina.
बड़ा टूर्नामेंट और काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस भी, क्योंकि हम लोग सीनियर टीम के साथ खेले और अभी प्रैक्टिस मैच भी खेले, तो हम लोग ने काफ़ी सुधार किया और स्ट्रक्चर वाइज, और जैसे कि हम लोग ने बात भी की कि एक टीम के लिए स्टार्टिंग मैच बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, उसमें 3 पॉइंट लेना। सो वो चीज़ हम लोग कॉन्सेंट्रेट करेंगे। जैसे कोच ने बताया कि टीम का जो फर्स्ट मैच होता है वो देख नहीं पाते हैं किसी भी तरीके से कि क्या स्ट्रक्चर वाइज खेल में, लेकिन क्या जितना भी हम लोग को मिलेगा हम अपना पूरा बेस्ट करेंगे।
The Indian team is one of the strongest contender for the title this time. After the first match against France, India will play Canada on 25th November and Poland on 27th November. Vivek Sagar Prasad will lead the Indian side. Vivek, who has played with the senior team in Tokyo 20 Olympics, will try to ensure the victory of the team, though his experience from the international grounds. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now moving on, in soccer, Manchester United have recovered from a poor form and have finally made it to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Manchester United are playing their first match since the sacking of manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer defeated the Spanish club Villarreal 2-0 to reach the last 16. Neither team could score in the first half. However, in the second half, Manchester United attacked the Spanish club and Ronaldo scored in the 78th minute to give Manchester United a 1-0 lead. With this goal, Ronaldo has maintained the goal of scoring every match for Manchester United in this season of the Champions League. On the other hand, Sancho scored a goal from Bruno Fernandes just before the end of the match to set up a 2-0 victory for the team. This was Sancho's first goal for Manchester United. Defending champions English club Chelsea have made it to the knockout rounds of the Champions League, and during the match played late on Tuesday, Chelsea defeated Italian club Juventus 4-0 to enter the last 16. Trevoh Chalobah scored for Chelsea in the 25th minute to put the team 1-0 ahead. Chelsea maintained a 1-0 lead in the match until the end of the first half. In the second half, compared to the first, Chelsea showed a more aggressive game and scored 3 goals. James scored the second goal of the English team in the 55th minute. Hudson-Odoi scored in the 58th and Warner scored just before the end of the match to set up a 4-0 win for Chelsea. With this win, Chelsea remains at the top of Group H with 12 points. Now, Chelsea's 4-0 thrashing of Juventus sends a strong message to the rest of Europe that the Champions League holders are determined to retain their title. Listen up to Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel, who talked about the result.
Well, it was a very strong performance and an outstanding result. We knew we had to be patient. At the same time, we were responsible for the rhythm, for the intensity, and we had to take care about the details, when to accelerate the game and be sharper like in the first match. And the team did all this. It was a great performance from everybody, so full credit to the players. What an effort, what an attitude, and yeah, to score so many goals against a team who defends so well is amazing achievement. So fantastic evening for us with a great result, and it's important now to enjoy it also, to not get carried away, but to enjoy it. Tomorrow is a day off for the players. They fully deserve it. And from Thursday afternoon we prepare the next match.
And now let's take a look at our next report to catch up with all the action from the Champions League. Defending champions English club Chelsea have made it to the knockout rounds of the Champions League. In the match played late on Tuesday, Chelsea defeated Italian club Juventus 4-0 to enter the last 16. Trevoh Chalobah scored for Chelsea in the 25th minute to put the team 1-0 ahead. Chelsea maintained a 1-0 lead in the match until the end of the first half. In the second half, compared to the first, Chelsea showed a more aggressive game and scored 3 goals. James scored the second goal of the English team in the 55th minute. Hudson-Odoi scored in the 58th and Warner scored just before the end of the match to set up a 4-0 win for Chelsea. With this win, Chelsea remains at the top of Group H with 12 points. Manchester United have recovered from poor form and have made it to the knockout rounds. Manchester United, playing their first match since the sacking of manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, defeated Spanish club Villarreal 2-0 to reach the last 16. Neither team could score in the first half. However, in the second half, Manchester United attacked the Spanish club aggressively. Ronaldo scored in the 78th minute to give Manchester United a 1-0 lead. With this goal, Ronaldo has maintained the goal of scoring in every match for Manchester United in this season of the Champions League. On the other hand, Sancho scored a goal from Bruno Fernandes just before the end of the match to set up a 2-0 victory for the team. This is Sancho's first goal for Manchester United. German club Bayern Munich continued their winning streak with a 2-1 win over Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League. Bayern, who had already made it to the knockout rounds, took hold early in the match. Lewandowski scored in the 14th minute to put the German team 1-0 ahead. This is Lewandowski's 14th goal in the last 9 Champions League appearances. Kiev's only goal was scored in the second half. Bayern has played 5 matches in Group E, in which they have won all. Sports Desk, DD India. Now, more from soccer. The 2021 FIFA Arab Cup trophy was unveiled at Doha's Hamad International Airport during an event dubbed the FIFA Arab Cup Trophy. Experienced travellers and visitors rushed to take photographs next to the trophy, consisting of a solid gold base and decorated with Arabic calligraphy and a map of the Arab world. The 2021 FIFA Arab Cup will take place from November 30th until December 18 in Qatar, during which 16 teams from the Arab world will in fact be competing against each other. The trophy will tour a host of events across the country in addition to schools and businesses. The event comes 1 year before the FIFA World Cup 2022 and will be hosted in 6 stadiums built for the FIFA World Cup 2022. Now, a FIFA proposal for a World Cup every 2 years and changes to the Club World Cup could cost the big domestic soccer leagues and UEFA around 8 billion euros, around $9 billion per season in lost TV rights and match day and commercial agreements, according to a report commissioned by the leagues. More frequent international competitions as well as additional international club games could lead to major changes in the national leagues, including a reduction in the number of teams competing in them, a shift from weekend to weekday games and fewer domestic games, the report has said. The report predicted that in addition to cutting club revenue, such a move would in fact hit viewer interest in the games. It would also reduce advertisers' interest in domestic football and put a strain on players, leading to poorer play. It has said, the report has said, and Gianni Infantino, the president of soccer's world governing body, has said last month that FIFA was discussing holding the World Cup every 2 years instead of the current 4-year circle. China's foreign ministry has said that certain people could stop the malicious hyping and politicization of the issue of tennis star Peng Shuai as foreign governments and organizations continue to raise questions around her well-being. The whereabouts of Peng, a former doubles world #1, became a matter of international concern for nearly 3 weeks after she posted a message on social media alleging that China's former vice premier Zhang Gaoli had sexually assaulted her. She reappeared over the weekend in Beijing and held a video call with the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach on Sunday, but the Women's Tennis Association has said that this did not address or alleviate concerns about her well-being.
The so-called organization you mentioned has always taken an anti-China stance, and their remarks are not worthy of comment. Regarding Peng Shui's current situation, I have answered these questions many times. This is not a diplomatic matter. I believe everyone will have seen she has recently attended some public activities and also had a video call with IOC President Thomas Bach. I hope certain people will cease malicious hyping, let alone politicization.
Next up, Lewis Hamilton says that he wants his legacy to Formula One to be able to create greater diversity within the sport and not just be remembered as possibly the greatest driver of all time. The 36-year-old Englishman is currently involved in a thrilling battle with Dutchman Max Verstappen for the 2021 drivers' title, trailing him by 8 points with 2 races to go. Now, Hamilton already has 7 world championships under his belt and 102 race wins, both of them records. But speaking recently at the Mercedes factory, Hamilton said that he wants his legacy to F1 to be seen to have made the sport more diverse.
it starts with education. So I was like, I'm going to do this research because no one else is doing it. Try and find out what the barriers are, why people aren't applying. These are the facts. These are the facts, these are the issues, these are the barriers, and this is how we can work together to implement change.
Lewis Hamilton wants his legacy to continue and should be the one that shall create greater diversity within the sport and not just be remembered as possibly the greatest driver of all time.
I think I always wanted to be remembered as one of the best drivers of all time. Probably deep down, I wanted to be remembered, working towards being the greatest driver of all time. Having all these championships is a cool thing, for sure, but what do you do with all those, right? So I really hope my legacy, when people look back in 10, 20 years, they look back and see a more diverse sport. It's because I challenge the sport and I challenge individuals that are in power.
The 36-year-old Englishman is currently involved in a thrilling battle with Dutchman Max Verstappen for the 2021 drivers' title, trailing him by 8 points with 2 races to go. Lewis Hamilton already has won 7 world championships under his belt and 102 races, both of them records. But speaking recently at the Mercedes factory, Hamilton said he wants his legacy of F1 to be seen to have made the sport even more diverse.
I feel like I've lived up to my potential. That's ultimately the goal. I guess the deepest fear is to not live to your potential. I don't win a race and go, wow, I'm great. Never ever felt that. I'm just always thinking, okay, how can I be better? It lasts for a short moment, the success. But then straight away your mind's on, well, actually, what people didn't see is, I lost a bit of time there, or I could have been better here through the pit stops. So it's a never-ending cycle of searching for perfection.
Hamilton, who is a global ambassador for Puma's Only Secret campaign, which they say aims to spread hope and optimism, said that even now he is still the only person of color in the driver's briefing.
In meetings, I'm the only person of color there. I arrive at the race, even still today, I will continue in the driver's briefing, the only person of color there. So the goal ultimately is to create an ecosystem that reflects the outer world, right? Creating opportunities is what it's about. And so it goes all the way down to education, which is really where it all starts.
The Mercedes driver earlier called on influential figures in the sport to contribute more and help in creating a diversified environment. Hamilton is the first and so far the only black driver in the history of Formula One. He's been at the forefront of his team's campaign for equality following the murder of George Floyd in the year 2020. Mercedes switched the color of its livery from its traditional silver to black in support of Black Lives Matter, a campaign Hamilton has vocally supported. Sports Desk, TD India.
Now, after 11 days of swimming across Titicaca Lake, a French trio of swimmers arrived on Sunday in Peru. The trio began the challenge in Copacabana, Bolivia and finished on the Uros floating islands 120 kilometers away. The Titicaca Challenge team consisted of Paralympic athlete Theo Curin, Olympic athlete Maliam Mitella and eco-adventurer Matthew Witvoet. The swimmers dragged a raft where they slept and ate during their journey. The raft was built using eco-friendly material. Curin came up with the idea to cross the Titicaca Lake with a clear goal in mind to encourage people to stop polluting the lake. Storms and strong currents made the journey complicated for the swimmers. Locals performed traditional songs and dances as the swimmers arrived on the Peruvian coast. Now let's take a look upon the baddie update. Sai Praneeth overcame France's Thomas Junior Popov in a closely contested men's singles match that lasted 46 minutes. Praneeth defeated Junior Popov in straight games 21-19, 21-18, and the Indian team will next face the winner of the first round match between France's Christoph Popov and Indonesia's fifth-seeded Anthony Sinisuka Ginting in the pre-quarterfinals on Thursday. While Sindhu and Sai Praneeth progressed, there was a disappointment for India in the doubles competition as the mixed doubles pairing of N. Sikki Reddy and Dhruv Kapila made a first-round exit, falling to the Japanese duo of Kyohei Yamashita and Naru Shinoya, 7-21, 12-21. In the women's doubles, the pair of Sikki Reddy and Ashwini Ponappa went down fighting in the straight games 27-29, 18-21 to Bulgarian fifth-seed sisters Gabriela Stoeva and Stefani Stova. Well, before we wrap up, a quick recap of the headlines once again. Bhubaneswar all set to host the FIH Hockey Men's Junior World Cup beginning today. The mega sporting event to host 16 teams from around the world, to be held till the 5th of December. India all set for two-match test series against New Zealand starting Thursday. Apart from Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, KL Rahul to also miss the series due to a muscle strain. PV Sindhu advances to the second round of the Indonesia Open, beats Japan's Aya Ohori. Sindhu to now face Germany's Yvonne Lee next. In Champions League, Manchester United makes it to the knockout stages along with Chelsea. Manchester United defeats Villarreal, whereas Chelsea beats Juventus to progress in the Champions League. Well, that's all we have for you in today's edition of Sports Buzz. News continues on DD India. Do stay tuned in. Thanks for watching.